Garry Kasparov, the most dominant player of his era. And yet, Linares 1991, he was outplayed. Vassily Ivanchuk produced a masterpiece, fearless, precise and brutal. Very few have ever outplayed Kasparov like this. Let's take a look. Ivanchuk was white. He played e4 and Kasparov responded with c5 like he used to do. Knight f3, d6, bishop b5, so we have Moscow variation. Knight d7, d4, knight f6, castling, and in the game Kasparov took on d4. It's too risky to take this e4 pawn. If black takes e4, white can play rook e1, and then there is already serious threats in the center. According to the computer, this position is already clearly better for white, so it's very natural to take this d4 instead. Queen takes d4, a6, bishop takes d7, bishop takes d7, and here two main options are c4 or bishop g5. This c4 is kind of Maroczy-bind idea to keep black's position cramped, and bishop g5 can lead also similar positions or some other kind of positions if white plays knight c3 instead of c4. Okay, here Kasparov played h6, which is kind of principal idea because now white should take on f6, otherwise it seems that this was probably too early to put bishop on g5, but of course this is very good move, but now black has bishop pair and white has two knights, but in the game Kasparov couldn't find any good diagonals for his bishops, and it seems that black should continue with e6, and according to the computer this is equal position after e6, but after h6 white has at least small advantage after bishop takes f6 and pawn takes f6. Here white played c4, e6, knight c3, rook c8. Very natural moves, and it seems that black is quite solid, but it seems that there is no good way to get position open, because in every move there is some downsides, and white can have good outpost for his knights, or black king is going to get too weak, and that's why white can play kind of slow moves like king h1, which was played by Ivanchuk. Kasparov played h5, and probably the idea is to create some chances on king's side. a4, it seems that b5 cannot be played anymore. h4, h3, this is very important move, because otherwise black can play h3 and then there might be some problems in the future. So here h3 was a very good move by Ivanchuk, and here bishop e7, b4, and then a4, a5. Okay, b5, and now there is no bishop b5 ideas. Here is one good moment to try to create some pressure, but white could play knight d2, so it seems that white has still some advantage. According to the computer, black should try to play d5, even though white has a small advantage after d5 move. Okay, but in the game a5 was played and b5, queen c7, and now knight d2. Queen c5 and queen d3. White doesn't want to trade queens because then there is no real danger for black king, and black might get chance to open up the position for his bishops. Rook g8 and rook e1, queen g5, and even there is a checkmate threat, it's very easy to defend. Queen f4, and it seems that black is still quite okay, but these are only pieces which are playing, and black is going to get some problems when white can maneuver his pieces and then eventually start the attack. Okay, let's see. Rook f1 and then b6, knight e2, and now queen has to retreat. Okay, I think this is the most critical moment in this game, and now it's good moment to pause the video and think about the move happened in the game. Okay, Ivanchuk played brilliant c5 move here, and the idea is to get knight on c4. In the game, Kasparov played rook c5, which is very human move, even though according to the computer, white has a winning position after rook takes c5. Okay, what happened? What happens when black takes with p-pawn? Then white can play knight c4, and d6 pawn is under attack. If queen goes to f8, then just rook d1, and this will fall, and then black's position will collapse quite soon. B pawn is very strong, and there is also other weaknesses, and these rooks are not cooperating, and so on. Actually, d takes c5 is the best move according to the computer, but then knight c4, b6 is hanging, so rook b8, rook d1, and then black has to play move like bishop c8. Here it seems that black's position is still kind of holding, but probably white can try to create some threats like this, putting rooks here, and then try to play some tactical idea, probably knight d6, or even some kind of sacrificing idea might work. But okay, black can just wait here, so it's not very funny position for black. Okay, c5 was played, and Kasparov took on c5, and after knight c4, b6 is going to fall, or d6 is going to fall. So here Kasparov decided to play king f8 and tried to escape somewhere here. Knight took on b6, bishop e8, and here f4, f5, pawn takes f5, rook takes f5, and now rook c1. Nice idea to bring rook to the attack. King g7, and now surprising move was played by Ivanchuk, g4, but it's quite natural, because now the black king is on g file, and actually white's king is safe position, so there is no time to take here. Queen can take it, and then the rook is going to fall, or black has to put bishop between, and it's going to lead losing position for black. But okay, black is already losing, so But maybe it's better to play moves like this. Rook c5. White just trade the rooks, and even position is very open. These bishops are not better than knights. This is quite surprising. Knight c8, and here if black goes for tactics like this, it doesn't work because black's pieces are not cooperating, and white is winning here. So bishop f8 was played by Kasparov, and now queen d8. And it seems that every white piece are playing well together. Queen g6 and now f5. Black can take here because then there is a pin. Queen h6, g5, queen h5, and here rook g4. And this move doesn't harm white because white can continue with knight f4. There is no good squares for queen. Queen went to the h8, and now the near end is near queen f6, king h7, and the final move was rook takes h4. That's the end of this crushing story. Thanks for watching.